So this video is about graphing your demand schedule. I chose some numbers over here. However, the numbers I chose are not the ones you should graph. You should graph the demand schedule that you created. I just created those numbers as an example. So the first thing we have to do is we have to decide which is of those two variables, variable 1 and variable 2, we need to decide which one will be the input and which one will be the output. Well, usually the first line is input and the second line is output. But when we talk in economics about graphing demand, economists always use the quantity as input. So this over here will be the input of our function, okay? Or these will be the numbers which go on the x-axis. And what will go on the y-axis will be the price. So the price over here will be the output. And it's going to go on the y-axis. So here's the y-axis and here's the x-axis, right? Now, why do economists do that? Economists do that because they understand that a producer or a business cannot really control the price. The price is determined by the market. A producer or a business can decide how much they want to produce. And when they decide to produce a certain quantity, the price will change depending on how much they produced. If they produce a lot and they offer a lot on the market of a certain product, the price will probably decrease because there's a lot of product offered. And if they produce very little, there won't be enough in the market and the price will rise. So the input will be the quantity produced. So again, X equals quantity of pastelitos. Okay, so X is quantity. And total quantity of pastelitos. And Y will represent the price. Okay, the next thing we have to think about is we have to think about how to put these numbers up here on the X and Y axes. So let's start first with the Y axis because the numbers seem kind of, even though they're decimals, they go up by almost always by the same amount. Not all the time, but almost always. So we kind of are going from 0 over here. So this will be 0, right? All the way to, what happened here? 1 second. So we're going from 0, okay, to, so we're talking about the y-axis, from 0 to $5, okay, to 5. And we're going up mostly by 25 cents, 0.25. So what we have to think about is that each square will represent 25 cents. So this square over here will represent 25 cents. The next square here will represent 25 cents plus 25 cents, 50 cents. The next square will represent 50 cents plus 25 is 75 cents. And then $1. So if you notice, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 squares represent $1. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be $2. 1, 2, 3, 4. This should represent $3. 1, 2, 3, 4, $4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will represent $5. And obviously the middle between $1 and $2 is $1.50. And the number between 2 and 3 is $2.50. And between 3 and 4, the middle number is $3.50. And we have $4.50. Now, let's think about and I'm not going to write the smaller numbers in between, but you can kind of fill them in, okay, if you would like. Now let's think about the x-axis. On the x-axis, we've got numbers that are going from 0 as the smallest, and we're going all the way to 550. And there's no clear pattern by which the numbers are increasing. We just don't know exactly by how much. So we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We have a total of 20 squares. And 550 is kind of not a very round number. Let's make it round. Let's say we have 600 numbers to just round it. So we have to figure out for one square how many numbers, what quantity should go in one square, right? And the way we do that is we'll just take the 600 squares and we have to divide them by 20. 600 numbers, sorry. We'll take the 600 numbers we have and we'll divide them by 20 squares, okay? Those are pastelitos, those are squares. So how many pastelitos are going to be in each square? Let's simplify this fraction. And if we divide by 2, we end up with 30 over 1. So it's 30 numbers, or it will be 30 pastelitos per 1 square. So this over here is going to represent 30 pastelitos. Then we're going to have 60 pastelitos, then 90, 120, 150. I keep adding 30, 180. This will be 210, 240. This will be 270, 300 pastelitos. We're halfway there. 330, 360, 390, 420, plus 30 will give us 450, plus 30 will give us 480. Oops, this is not very clear. 480, plus 30 is gonna give us 510, 510. Then 540, another 30 is 570, and finally we've got 600 pastelitos. So now we can start graphing. I'm gonna use green, and we're going to start with the first point. So at 10 cents we have 550 pastelitos. So 550 is our first input. Let's find it over here. That's 570, that's 540. So 550 is somewhere here, right? And 10 cents is somewhere here. So we're going to go up 10 cents and to the right 5 by 550. So this is sort of where the first data point will lie. Let's look at the second data point. It's for 25 cents, okay? Sorry, for 420, if we have an input of 420 pastelitos, the price will rise to 25 cents. And then if we're selling a quantity of 320 pastelitos, that's 300, that's 330. So 320 will be somewhere here. The price will rise to 50 cents. Then if we're selling 300 pastelitos, the price will rise to 75 cents. And if we're selling 250 pastelitos, which is somewhere here, 240, 270 in between, but closer to 240, the prices will going to go up to $1. If we decide to produce even less pastelitos, so we're producing now 202 pastelitos, that was going to be close to 210, but below it, the price will rise because we're producing less and less pastelitos. The price will rise to $1.25. So if you can see here, this is $1.25, right? And then if we produce 170, so we drop the price of pastelitos even more, not the price, the quantity. We drop the quantity of pastelitos we're producing. Now there's less pastelitos in País, and people are willing to pay more money for them. So if I just produce 170 pastelitos, there's 170 hungry people who are willing to pay $1.50. Now, let's say I didn't have enough ingredients, so I produced only 103 pastelitos. So that's 120. So let's go, that's 90. So 100's around here, 103 will be around here. So I produce around 103 pastelitos, and now there's 103 hungry people. They're so hungry, they're willing to pay $1.75 just to eat a pastelito in the morning. So this is $1.75 right in the middle. And then let's say I really don't want to cook a lot, so I decide to produce even less. I'm producing only 54 pastelitos, which is around here. And I bring them to País, and not many people want to buy them because, a lot of people want to buy them. So I say, okay, if so many people want to buy them, well, I'll just charge a higher price. Let me just charge $2. Let's see if I can sell them. And yes, at $2, I can sell all of them. Okay. Because why did the price go up? Because there were fewer pastelitos that I was offering. Okay. So I said, I have only 54. A lot of people showed up and said, oh my God, you're selling pastelitos. I want to buy 10 at 25 cents. I said, no, I've got only 54 pastelitos today. So it's limited. And then they start saying, another person says, okay, well, if you have only 54, I'm going to give you, like $1. And another person says, no, I'm going to give you $2 until we figure out that I can sell all of them at 54, all of 54 pastelitos at $2. So if I produce 35 pastelitos, which is around here, the price will be $2.25. And if I produce 28 pastelitos, which is somewhere here, the price will be $2.50. And finally, if I produce only 10 pastelitos, which is around here, the price will be $2.75. If I bring only 4 pastelitos to school and I say, well, I've got 4 pastelitos, and there's a lot of people trying to buy them and saying, no, I want to buy it. And I said, well, let's see who's going to give me the highest price. And Jose is so hungry that he says, okay, I'll pay you $3 for a pastelito because, I'm really hungry. So I really want to get this pastelito from you. Okay, I said, okay, Jose wins because he's paying me $3. If you don't pay me $3, I'm not going to sell it to you. And then I bring a pastelito and I said, anyone want it? And there's only one person in all of País that is willing to buy it at $3.50. I said, okay, if anyone wants it, bid. Tell me how much money you're willing to pay. So people say all sorts of prices until we finally reach the highest price, which is $3.50. And if I offer a pastelito at $4, my classmates say, oh, forget it. I don't care about your pastelito. You can eat it yourself. I'm not willing to pay $4 for it, or $4.50 or $5. So if you notice, we got a line which sort of looks straight. It's called a demand function. And actually, I can take a line and draw it as close as possible to all these points. And this line will be called the line of best fit, right? And in the next pages, you're going to figure out how to find the line of best fit. My line kind of doesn't look very straight. But you're going to find out how to find a line that's as close as possible that best fits all these points. And that will be your demand function. Please feel free to ask me questions in class if something was not clear enough.